Hold on tight, because today we're diving into the biggest challenges facing our world: economic turmoil, climate change, political chaos, and the tech revolution that's shaking things up like never before. What's going on? How do we survive? And more importantly, how do we thrive in this madness? You don't want to miss this. Let's go!
Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to your go-to channel for the latest in current events and breaking news. As always, we're here to bring you the most relevant stories, from what's happening around the world right now to how it's impacting our daily lives. If it's your first time tuning in, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. We're really glad to have you with us, and we're committed to keeping you informed about the things that truly matter. Now, without further ado, let's jump into today's topic. Today, we're going to talk about something that's affecting millions of people across the globe, and trust me, it's something that's going to change the way we think about the economy, climate, and global politics. Since the beginning of this year, we've seen a series of significant shifts that are impacting our lives in ways we never imagined. These shifts have left us with so many questions. How can we survive during such uncertain times? How do we adapt to an environment that's constantly changing and often chaotic? What steps can we take as individuals and as a society to confront the challenges of today and build a better future for tomorrow? These are the questions we'll be diving into in today's video. When it comes to the economy, one of the most concerning topics right now is the impact of globalization. Never before in history have we been so interconnected. While this global interconnectedness has allowed us to benefit from technological and economic advances, it has also made the economies of countries more intertwined than ever before. What this means is that a crisis in one part of the world can have immediate and far-reaching consequences in other regions. And that's exactly what we're seeing unfold today. Basic goods prices are rising in many parts of the world, energy costs are skyrocketing, and inflation is making daily life more difficult for millions of people. This is creating an economic environment where the middle and lower classes are suffering the most, leading to a widening wealth gap and growing social unrest. For many of us, the effects are felt directly. Whether it's the cost of groceries, rent, or fuel, we've all noticed the shift in prices over the past few months. But it's not just about price hikes. It's about the ripple effect that these changes have on job markets, wages, and overall economic stability. Many businesses, especially small ones, are struggling to stay afloat in this turbulent environment, while large corporations seem to be weathering the storm just fine, widening the gap between the rich and the rest of us. This unequal distribution of resources and opportunities is sparking debates around the world about the fairness of the current economic systems. People are starting to demand change, and they're calling for reforms that will help level the playing field and ensure that everyone can thrive, not just a select few. In addition to the economic challenges, there's the ever-growing concern about climate change. This issue has been on the global agenda for years, but recent events have made it even more urgent. From extreme weather patterns to rising sea levels, the signs are clear that we are facing a climate crisis that's only going to get worse if we don't take action immediately. The problem is, it's not just about protecting the environment anymore. Climate change is affecting the economy, food security, public health, and national security. It's a multifaceted issue that requires coordinated efforts from governments, businesses, and individuals to address effectively. Just look at the devastating wildfires that have been sweeping through different parts of the world, from the United States to Australia to the Mediterranean. These wildfires are not just tragic natural disasters. They're also reminders of how climate change is impacting the planet in real time. The destruction of homes, businesses, and entire ecosystems is not just an environmental tragedy. It's also an economic one. Insurance companies are being hit hard by the costs of rebuilding, and governments are having to allocate huge amounts of resources to disaster response and recovery efforts. Meanwhile, millions of people are left displaced, struggling to rebuild their lives in the wake of these catastrophic events. It's a wake-up call that we can't afford to ignore. And then, there's the political side of things. In a world that's already grappling with these complex challenges, we're also seeing growing political instability. In many countries, there's a sense of disillusionment with the current political systems, as governments struggle to respond effectively to the needs of their citizens. In some regions, Protests and social movements are erupting as people demand more accountability, transparency, and action from their leaders. The growing frustration with political elites and institutions is sparking conversations about how we can reinvent democracy and create more inclusive and equitable political systems. What we're seeing is a global shift in how people are viewing the role of government and political leadership. As citizens, we're becoming more aware of how important it is for our leaders to address issues like climate change, economic inequality, and public health. But we're also realizing that the solutions to these problems aren't going to come from traditional political structures alone. Instead, there needs to be a collective effort that involves everyone, from governments to businesses to everyday people, working together to create meaningful change. The big question is, how do we get there? How do we ensure that our voices are heard and that we have a seat at the table when decisions are being made about our future? In addition to these global issues, we simply cannot overlook the profound impact that technology is having on our world today. Over the past few decades, technological advancements have revolutionized nearly every aspect of our lives. From the way we communicate and work to the way we shop, learn, and even form relationships, technology has fundamentally altered the fabric of society. While these changes have undoubtedly opened up new opportunities and transformed industries in groundbreaking ways, they've also introduced a new set of challenges that cannot be ignored. The rapid pace at which artificial intelligence, automation, and digital technologies are advancing is reshaping both the job market and our daily routines in ways that are still difficult to fully comprehend. The rise of AI and automation, for example, promises to make our lives easier and more efficient. We've already seen how intelligent systems and robots are capable of handling complex tasks, streamlining processes, and improving decision-making across industries like healthcare, finance, and manufacturing. These innovations hold immense potential to revolutionize sectors and boost productivity at an unprecedented scale. However, as with any major technological breakthrough, there are unintended consequences. One of the most concerning is the displacement of workers. Automation is already replacing jobs in several sectors, particularly in industries like transportation, retail, and manufacturing, where robots and AI-powered systems can carry out tasks that were once the responsibility of human workers. While some argue that technology will create new job opportunities, there's concern about whether these new opportunities will be accessible to everyone or only to those with the necessary skills to adapt to this rapidly changing environment. On top of job displacement, we are also facing growing concerns about privacy. As more of our personal and financial information is stored online, we are becoming increasingly vulnerable to breaches of that data. Our online presence extends far beyond social media profiles. It encompasses everything from credit card numbers to medical records. And while digital platforms provide us with convenience and connectivity, they also increase our exposure to exploitation. Hackers and cybercriminals constantly find new ways to steal sensitive information, whether it's through data breaches, phishing scams, or ransomware attacks. We've seen high-profile cases where millions of people's data was exposed, shaking public trust in digital platforms. Many of us have experienced the anxiety of a data breach notification or worrying about the safety of our personal information stored online. But it's not just about hackers or privacy breaches. We also need to consider the growing concerns over surveillance. With the expanding use of AI and big data, there's increasing worry about the erosion of privacy and personal freedoms. Governments, corporations, and even criminal organizations are increasingly relying on surveillance tools to track movements, monitor behavior, and gather personal data. The balance between ensuring security and protecting individual freedoms has never been more fragile. While some argue that surveillance is necessary for public safety, others believe that it's leading to an invasion of privacy and a loss of civil liberties. How do we safeguard our privacy while maintaining security in this digital age? And then there's cybersecurity. As more of our lives are conducted online, from banking and shopping to connecting with friends and family, the risks associated with cyber threats continue to grow. Cybercrime has become one of the most lucrative and widespread forms of crime, with hackers targeting both individuals and organizations to steal personal data, disrupt services, and cause financial harm. We've already seen the devastating impact of cyber attacks on critical sectors such as healthcare, energy, and finance. The effects of these attacks can be far-reaching, not just financially, but in terms of personal safety and the stability of vital infrastructure. Cybersecurity is no longer just a concern for tech companies. It's a matter of national security and individual well-being. The question we need to ask ourselves is this: how do we balance the incredible benefits that technology offers with the risks it brings? How do we ensure that technological advancements don't exacerbate inequalities or leave certain groups behind? These are difficult, but crucial questions that we must address as we move forward. We must find ways to embrace technological progress while minimizing its negative consequences. So, with all of these challenges, economic instability, climate change, political unrest, and technological disruption, what can we do as individuals to make a positive impact? The truth is, while it can feel overwhelming, there are steps that each of us can take to help make a difference. First and foremost, we need to stay informed. The more we learn about the issues affecting our world, the better equipped we will be to take action. Whether it's keeping up with technological trends, understanding climate science, or learning about social justice movements, knowledge empowers us to make informed decisions and take meaningful steps forward. Additionally, we need to support policies and leaders who prioritize sustainability, equality, and social justice. We must advocate for laws and regulations that address the risks associated with emerging technologies while also ensuring that everyone has access to the opportunities they create. Whether that means voting for policies that promote fairness, participating in grassroots movements, or calling on businesses to act more responsibly, our voices can have a significant impact. Every small action contributes to the larger movement for positive change. At the same time, we must take personal responsibility. Whether it's making more sustainable choices, supporting ethical businesses, or advocating for workers' rights, we all have a role to play in shaping a better future. Small actions, when multiplied by millions, can result in powerful collective change. We may not always see the immediate impact, but when we work together, we can create a world where everyone thrives. And with that, we've reached the end of today's discussion. I want to thank each of you for tuning in and being part of this conversation. The challenges we face today are significant, but I firmly believe that by staying informed, taking action, and working together, we can overcome them. Before you leave, don't forget to give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. I'd love to hear your thoughts on today's topic. How are you personally dealing with these challenges? And what do you think we should do as a society? Leave your comments below. I'm excited to hear from you and continue this conversation. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.